Today is August 19th, and now it is time to talk about Buoy 10. Today was a scorcher. It was extremely hot out there today, but I know that we are in no position to complain, especially for those that are in the valley or even out east. I know it's worse for you guys, but for the coast here, today was brutal. The east wind was blowing against a hard incoming tide, so it really lumped it up. That made fishing very difficult for most of us. We're not used to seeing an east wind. It's typically coming out of the northwest. It was hot, but it was beautiful. And right now, because we don't usually get the east wind, it is absolutely gorgeous out there on the water. And the guys that are actually out there fishing right now on this high slack first part of the outgo, they're catching fish. And what's been interesting is that that's been the case for the last couple days. Now, is it just that the fish are becoming active or more fish are showing up on these afternoon tides? We don't know. But the fact of the matter is that for most boats out there, it was pretty darn slow today. There were definitely a handful of boats that came in heavy, had 4, 5, 6, even 7 Chinook, tagged out the entire boat plus the captain. So there are fish out there without a doubt. I mean, heck, we're in the middle of the month right now, so of course they're here. But just trying to get any semblance of a pattern has been very difficult. And that is for a couple reasons. One, because it's mostly Chinook out there right now, so we aren't getting the intermittent coho. However, the coho should be showing up here on these bigger tides. Also, the Chinook tend to bite better on smaller tides, not on these big 8-9 foot swings like we're seeing right now. What happens during these big tide swings is that the Chinook get pushed all over the place. So they're up on the shallow flats, up in 10, 15 feet of water. They're hanging belly in the dirt in 50 feet of water. They're spread out. And when fish are spread out, they become more difficult to catch. So it's a lot of traveling, a lot of searching. But when you find them, you usually get in on a pretty quick little snap. So what worked for us today, we ended up getting a couple really nice fish and lost a few others, had a few other opportunities. So not a bad day overall. But today was definitely green heavy. Green YBC flashers, green spinners. That's really what went today. Of course, anchovies. I keep trying to force my red flashers and red spinners, I mean even the red and white spinners, the Coast Guard, to go. And boy, it's been my hot setup for most of the season, but not the last 2 or 3 days here. The last 2 or 3 days definitely been green heavy, green flasher, green spinner, anchovy. That's been the pattern, at least for me. I know that a handful of guys out there are definitely getting a bit on red and other setups, but for me and my boat, it's all been green. I'm not quite ready to switch everything over to all green flashers yet, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. So that's our update here for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be a bunch of coho coming in. Sounds like there's a decent snap right there at Buoy 10 at low slack. The tournament was out there today, so there were a lot of boats. Church Hole was just choked full of boats. Handful of fish caught, but really for that many boats, we should have seen a lot more. Again, the fish are just spread out. They are anywhere from Buoy 10 all the way up to Tongue Point. Fish wherever is your favorite spot on these bigger tides, and you'll probably find fish. So that's it here for today. We will see you guys tomorrow. Later.